What is up, everybody? Goose here, coming back at your video. We're going to be previewing the Eastern Conference semifinal against the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Both teams swept their first round opponents. The Boston Celtics took care of the Pacers, and the Milwaukee Bucks took care of the Detroit Pistons. Milwaukee finished the year at 60-22. They were first in the Central, and they were the #1 seed in the East, while the Celtics were 49-33. They were third in their Atlantic Division, and they are the 4 seed. They both played three. They played 3 times this year, with the Milwaukee Bucks winning twice. The first game went to the Celtics. They won 117-113. Game 2 went to the Bucks, 120-107, and then the third game the Bucks won 98-97. So most of these games are pretty close. I mean, 4 points, 13 points, 1 point. So this should be a competitive series. I'll give my prediction later in the video. But let's look at the first round matchups that they had. We'll look at the #1 seed, the Milwaukee Bucks. They faced the Detroit Pistons, and they won in 4 games. They beat them the first game 121-86 on 14th of April. Then they beat them again 120-99 on Wednesday, April 17th. Then they played this past Saturday. They won 119-103, and then they finished the series last night, which was competitive for the first half. Detroit was winning most of the game in the first half, but then Milwaukee came out and they did what they had to do the second half. They won 127-104. The Greek Freak, Giannis, he scored 41 points in the clinching game. He led the team twice in the series in points, as he led the team in scoring in the first game when he scored 24 of the team's 121 points. In the second game, Bledsoe was the leading scorer. He scored 27, and then Middleton was the leading scorer. Saturday, he scored 20. And Giannis was the high man for the rebounds in 3 of the 4 games, as he had rebounds of 17, 12, and 10 in games 1, 2, and 3. And Brown was the leading rebounder in game 4 with 13. So, look, the Milwaukee Bucks are a great team. No, they made an acquisition of Nikola Mirotic at the trade deadline from the Pelicans. I just really like Milwaukee. They're a very, very good team. Now going over to the Boston Celtics, their first round matchup against the Indiana Pacers. Of course, they swept them also. The first game, they beat them 84-74 at home, and then they beat them again 99-91. And then this past Friday, they won 104-96, and then they finished the series off Sunday with a 110-106 mark. So some of these games were real close. Pacers probably could have won 1 or 2 of those games, but they did make some plays at the end that they needed to. But hats off to Boston. They completed the 4-game sweep, and in all 4 of those games, they had a different high score. Morris was the leading scorer in the first game. He had 20. Kyrie Irving pitched in 37 in game 2. Jaylen Brown had 23 in game 3. And then Gordon Hayward pitched in 20 to lead the scoring for the Celtics in game 4. The high rebounder, all 3 games went to Al Horford. He had 11, 10, 8, and 12. And then for the assist, the high guy for each game was Kyrie Irving, 7, 7, 10, and 7. So as you can see, Boston, they're a scrappy team. They're not really led by one guy predominantly. Some days they'll have a different guy leading each game in scoring. They get it done as a team. But this series is going to be a 7-game series. Milwaukee will have the home field advantage, as they are the #1 seed, and I think this is going to propel them to a victory. I predict the Bucks will win this series in 6. I think they'll come out. They'll win the first 2 at home, and then, of course, the Celtics. I think they'll win 1 of the 2 at home, and make it 3-1 going back to Milwaukee, which I think Boston will win that one in Milwaukee. Make it 3-2. They'll come back to Boston for game 6, and that's when I think Milwaukee will finish them off. So my prediction is the Bucks will win in 6 games. What's your prediction? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if I'm right. Let me know if I'm wrong. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.